The Chat Trap.
A very good morning to you. I am Jamie, and this is, of course, the Chat Trap on Relax Radio. Hope you are having yourself an amazing day so far. We have so many exciting things to talk about. Andrea will be joining me in a couple minutes, and we are going to have the most amazing conversation to keep you informed and inspired as well. So make sure that you join in, make sure that you tune in, and most importantly, make sure that you connect with us, okay? What's most important to us is that you join in on the show, that you let us know what's going on, that you give us your ideas, your thoughts, and your perspectives about what you think regarding what we're talking about. So go right ahead, call us up or connect with us on our social media, that is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We go as Relax Radio, and we are out here giving you the best of content 24/7, 365. So make sure that you join in on the show, make sure that you become a part of the show, because definitely it is such a pleasure for me to have you on board. Now, with that being said, to start off the show, I thought I should talk to you about something that, I find really exciting and that I find really helpful in terms of getting on with my day, in terms of becoming the best version of myself, and in terms of just bettering myself on a day to day basis. And that's how to start your day with positivity. Now, hold up. I understand that it sounds really cliche at the get-go, and I know that it sounds like the same thing that you've heard 100 times before. But what I want to do is to give you a more practical way of how you can actually start your day-to-day life with positivity. So, what I want to do within the next couple minutes is to show you the importance of actually starting your day with positivity and what practical things you can actually do to start your day with positivity. Now, first things first. I feel like, okay, I don't know about you, but for me personally, definitely my morning kind of sets the rhythm for the day. Okay, if your initial thoughts in the morning are pure and energetic, I feel like your day essentially is going to be full of achievements. So, if you wake up worrying about your past, your day is essentially going to be full of regrets. Every one of us have a lot to do on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't matter how old you are, you all have a lot to do on a day-to-day basis. And I know that it can be really hard sometimes. But one thing that I want you to remember is that how you start your day is going to impact the entire day and what you do throughout the day. So that's what we are going to try to figure out in the next couple of minutes. And okay, I feel like some of us believe that we can use this, positive energy to better our days. And some of us are very cynical, and some of us just don't believe in this. Some of us just don't understand it. But there's one thing that I do want you to remember. I want you to remember that your each thought either takes you towards the solution, or it takes you away from the solution. Okay, so when you think always positive, I don't know, but as cliche as it may sound, I truly believe that when you start your day with positivity, you are going to attract more positivity to your life within the day. Now, we've spoken about how your quality of life essentially depends on the quality of your thoughts. And I spoke about the importance of actually being able to manage, or having that power to control your life, the quality of your life, based on what you think. Now, okay, thoughts are basically like the food of the mind. Therefore, if you think positive in the morning, it can definitely make your day. So, additionally, if your thoughts are negative, it can also break your day. So, I want you to make sure that you start your day with absolute positivity. So, if you want to have a better future, you have to perform today better than you did yesterday. See, when you wake up, think of what you can do to make a difference. No matter how small the step you take is, I promise you that it is going to lead to a big step afterwards. I want you to wake up and understand that today is a new beginning. It is a chance to turn your failures into achievements and your sorrows into something that's good. And one thing that you need to do is to stop making excuses. Start your day with some positivity. Start your day with this positive energy. What do I mean by positive energy? With this idea that everything is going to be okay. When you have that idea, when you have that kind of positive attitude, like I said, your day is essentially going to be all the more positive. Okay, so now let's talk about a more practical point of view. I know it's so much easier said than done. It's so much easier to say, oh, be positive, but how exactly do we be positive, especially when there's so much negativity that is going on in the world? So, what I'm going to do now is to share with you a few ways in which you can start your day with positivity. First things first, you need to remember that you need to wake up early. Okay, now I know that this is not something a lot of us like to do, and trust me, I absolutely love my sleep as well. There's nothing more luxurious to me than sleeping in. I absolutely love sleeping in, and waking up early just seems really hard sometimes. But trust me when I say that if you want to start your day with positivity, you need to wake up early. I don't know, but I have felt the fact that early mornings have this powerful positive vibration. It has a powerful energy that helps you to lay the foundation of the day. So if you're feeling kind of down, if you're feeling kind of stressed out lately, I want you to go to sleep early, which means 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or earlier, if that's a possibility. Get your 8 hours of sleep, but make sure that you wake up by 7 or before 7. Make sure that you wake up early so that you have the ability to experience these powerful positive vibrations that mornings offer you. Now, the other thing, do you feel lazy when the alarm clock sounds? Well, then I have a tip for you. Um, Screw the alarm clock. Use your smartphone. Put a song that kind of helps you to wake up. Put a song that you like to wake up to. Set an inspirational song as an alarm. Use that song. Use a song rather that fills you with passion. Set a song which reminds you to wake up and do something to achieve your dream. So, the first thing, if you want to start your day with positivity, the first thing that you need to do is to wake up early. Now, the second thing, I know that I've spoken about this before, and I know that it can sound a little cliche yet again, but I feel like majority of us haven't understood the power of affirmation. Right? Like I told you, your brain is more powerful than you'll ever know. Your brain holds power, more power than you could possibly ever understand or comprehend. But what I want you to try to do is to understand that your thoughts hold the power of the universe. And affirmations is a way to essentially use or utilize or extract that power. So, okay, if it all sounds really complicated, here's the simple thing of what I want you to do. If you want to start your day with positivity, and if you want to experience all the positive attributes of starting your day with positivity, a thing that you need to do is affirmations. So, what is affirmations? How do you do it? After you wake up, first thing that I want you to do, if you do believe in a religion, go ahead, say a little prayer. Or if not, that's perfectly fine as well. List down or in your head, think of a few things that you're grateful for. Pay gratitude basically. Use your religion to pay gratitude, or otherwise just pay gratitude. Think of things that you're thankful for. Think of things that you're grateful for. Thank the universe. Thank your God if you believe in religion. Thank thank someone or thank the universe for the fact that you woke up healthy today. No matter how the weather around you may seem, I promise you, when you think of certain things in your life that makes you thankful or makes you, or it's certain things in your life that you're grateful for, you're instantly going to start feeling wonderful. Use positive affirmations like, I can do it, or I am the best and I will do whatever it takes to achieve my dream. Use positive affirmations like, today is going to be a great day. These are extremely powerful things that you can use to set your mind to positivity. Yes, your mind is absolutely powerful, but you need to understand to use that power. and how you can kind of make your mind used to the idea of harnessing its power for good or for positivity is my affirmations, is my positive affirmations. uh, Okay, so I'm just going to say something very personal here, and something that I've been telling myself, or something that I've been telling myself as much as possible. This sort of affirmation that has helped me to get on with my daily life is this, okay? I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will simply find me. I'll say that again. I don't chase, I attract. What belongs to me will simply find me. Now, as cheesy and corny as that affirmation may sound, trust me when I tell that to myself, I kind of remind myself on a day to day basis that I'm the sort of person that attracts good things. And I think consequently, what happens is I just attract positive energy. And that is definitely one thing that I want you to experience as well. So far, we've spoken of two things that you can do to start your day with positivity. I told you to wake up early because early mornings rather have this powerful positive vibrations. Secondly, I told you how you need to practice affirmations. You need to practice affirmations that will make you feel good. You need to practice affirmations that will help you with your day to day life. Okay, so those are the two things that we already spoke of. We are going to head on over to a little break, but as soon as I come back, we will head on over to a few other ways in which you can start your day with positivity. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. I will join you in a couple minutes, but stay tuned.
One of the easiest ways to increase your net worth is to ensure that you have higher cash flows. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to not buy things on hire purchase, not buy things over months and months because you can't afford them now, but you want it. It's kind of that delayed gratification. Rather than buy that couch, that car, that stereo, that computer, whatever item, and pay it off over 12, 24, 36 months at an interest rate, rather invest that money, make do with what you've got, and then after 12, 24, 36 months, take the money that you've now invested and buy that good. An asset could be anything that appreciates or reduces a tax bill. So it could still be a liability, but it reduces their tax bill. And I'm not going to go into the technicalities because that's out of our remit here. However, for our use or our purpose, what we are talking for the listeners here is I would put this definition of an asset forward. An asset is anything that increases your income. Anything.
Now, there's a lot of conversation around who pays more taxes, if it is the rich or if it is the poor, right? When you are basically going out and during a day, if you go to a restaurant, you have to pay taxes there. If you buy a car, you have to pay taxes there. So why is it even a conversation that, the rich pay less taxes or the poor pay more taxes? Why is it a conversation like that?
Because it's true, the rich generally pay less tax. A rich person walks into a Tesco's or a Sainsbury's, they're not going to get a different bill than another person, right? They're still going to pay the same VAT on those goods. They're still going to pay the same thing. So that's all the same. However, the differences come in if you can pay yourself from your own company, you can structure it in a way that you pay less income tax through paying a bit of salary, paying dividends and so forth, and then also deferring income. Also, your pension payments or contributions can be different. So that increases your tax sort of gap, if that, if you want to use it that way. Where a PAYE person just gets paid salary and bonus. And now those are the most highly taxed sources of income in the UK, definitely, in the UK.
The Chat Trap.
Welcome back to the show and a very good morning to you. Hope you are having yourself an amazing day so far. We've had such amazing conversation, and like I always say, what's most important to us is you, okay? We absolutely love it when you join in on the conversation. We love it when you are a part of the show. And to do so, all you gotta do is call us up on 07852 473 473, or you could very simply connect with me on our social media platforms. That is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. Now we go as Relaks Radio, and we're spelled without the X in Relax because we are all about positivity. We're all about making sure that you are as happy and as full of positive as you possibly could be, and that essentially is what we're here for. Now, with that being said, earlier on as well, we were talking about positivity, right? And I was talking to you about what you can do to start your day off with positivity. I was telling you how important it is to start your day with positivity, because when you start your day with positivity, it kind of reflects on the entire day, right? And earlier on, we spoke of a few ways, a few things that you can do to actually start your day with positivity. Because I know that it sounds really cliche and it's something that we've heard quite a lot, or start your day with positivity. But the question is how? How do I start my day with positivity? What practical things can I do to start with that extra dose of positive energy? Now, earlier on, we actually spoke of two things. Firstly, I spoke of how you need to wake up early in the morning. Okay, now I told you, if you heard me before, I told you that waking up in the morning is not something I like to do. I'm going to be as honest as possible with you, but waking up in the morning is not something I like to do. I think sleep is a luxury, and if I could wake up at like 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., I would love to. But with that being said, I have truly experienced that when I wake up early in the morning, before 7 o'clock, possibly by 6, or before 6 o'clock in the morning, when I do wake up early, there's this sort of different positive vibration. Like, I don't know if you understand it. I feel like you'd only understand this if you wake up in the morning. The early morning has such a positive, powerful vibration to it. Okay, so I feel like you can harness this powerful positive vibration by essentially waking up in the morning and using this as a foundation for the rest of the day. So, firstly, what you can do to start your day with positivity is to wake up early. Now, what other things can you do? I also spoke of how you need to have positive affirmations. Right? As soon as you wake up, if you do follow in a religion, if you do believe in religion, be grateful. Okay? Even if you don't follow a religion, that's okay. Think of things that you're grateful for. Think of things that you're thankful for. Think of things that make you happy. Be thankful for the fact that you woke up today with breath in your body, that you woke up today in a healthy way. Okay, so make sure that you start your day with a few positive affirmations. I told you a few positive affirmations that I use, things like I can do it, or it is going to be a great day. As corny and as cheesy as those affirmations sound, believe me when I say they truly do work. Now, the third thing that I do want to talk about is kind of going to again be something that you heard of quite often, but I feel like people haven't really understood the power of meditation. Okay, meditation in itself, it's not something I do every day, but when I could meditate, when I could do some meditation, it has such a positive impact on my life. See, okay, I'm sure that you have a lot of things that you need to accomplish on a day-to-day basis. I mean, all of us are super busy with our day-to-day lives, and I'm sure that you have a lot of tasks that you need to complete every day. We all have. But one thing that I want you to do is to pick one task and focus on that. I want you to understand that concentration at the end of the day is the absolute key to success. If you're not able to concentrate and these other thoughts are disturbing you, which is absolutely normal for me, especially when I do my studies or when I try to get involved in education, it's really hard for me to focus on one task or focus on one thing because there's multiple things going on in my head. There's multiple thoughts in my head that makes it so hard for me to concentrate. Now, if that's the case for you, as soon as you wake up in the morning, if you feel like you have so many things going on in your head and you can barely keep up, one thing you can do is meditate. So what exactly is meditation? Meditation is you just closing your eyes, trying to remove all thoughts from your head and just trying to be silent and look within yourself. So meditation essentially is very beneficial if you want to stay focused on the right thing at the right time. You should try it. Trust me. Okay. I know that a lot of you can be very cynical about things like meditation, but I want you to try it at least once. Try it and see if it's something that could work for you. If it doesn't work for you, and if meditation is still hard for you, that's okay. Figure out something else that helps you to concentrate. I know people that use working out or walking in the morning as forms of concentration. I know people that listen to podcasts or people that listen to music as a form of meditation. Meditation doesn't always have to be closing your eyes, trying to remain as silent as possible. Everybody has a different way of meditating. Meditating essentially means you trying to concentrate on one particular thought and look within you. If music helps you do that, then listen to music in the morning. If working out helps you to do that, then work out in the morning. That's all that it takes. So one way that you could most definitely start with positivity is through meditation. But remember that meditation isn't what people make it out to be. You figure out what works for you the best. Like I told you, it could be listening to music in the morning. It could be listening to a podcast. It could be working out. Just figure out a way to concentrate your thoughts because concentration is the absolute key to success. Now, the other thing, if you truly want to start your day with positivity, one thing that you can actually do is to start your day with passion. Now again, I know that this sounds super cliche and it sounds like every inspirational quote you've ever seen. But trust me when I say a lot of us haven't actually understood the power of understanding your passion or power of comprehending what makes you happy. So when you start your day, one thing that I want you to do is to figure out what inspires you. Everybody has a fire within them. Everybody has this spark that inspires them to be better or do something better. So I want you to try to figure out what makes you happy, what creates that spark inside of you, what creates or ignites that fire. Okay, so I want you to remember to kickstart your day with positivity, and you are halfway there. So I don't know, a question that I've been asking myself quite a lot is, what's the difference between, say, Beyonce and me? Why is she so famous and popular, whereas so many of us aren't? Well, it's because we haven't had the perseverance, or we haven't had a look into what we are passionate about. The only difference between somebody really successful and somebody who's not is that successful person did whatever it took to follow that fire, to keep that fire within them ignited. So definitely start your day with positivity, and one way you could do that is by starting your day with passion. Figure out what you're passionate about and do whatever it takes to work on it. Now, with that being said, I've spoken about this before, and I completely understand that sometimes it's really hard to work on your passion. Like, for example, you need to focus on feeding yourself. You need to focus on paying your rent. And maybe that just means doing a 9-to-5 desk job that doesn't allow you to explore your passion. I completely understand that. But that just means that you need to spend a few hours, maybe 1 hour after you get home from your 9-to-5 job. Spend at least 1 hour developing your passion, developing your talent, and figuring out what you are good at. Now, that's basically what I wanted to tell you. I want you to start your day with positivity. I want you to understand that that can make such a huge difference with how your day unravels. So, affirmations, waking up early, meditation, listening to podcasts, listening to inspirational things, and starting with passion are definitely a few things that you can do to start your day as positively as possible. And of course, make sure that you listen on and that you stream in on Relax Radio, because what we do here is to make sure that you are filled with that positive energy that you need to get on with your day. Now, with that being said, we're going to head on over to a little break, but make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio.
Now, there's a lot of conversation around who pays more taxes, if it is the rich or if it is the poor, right? When you are basically going out and during a day, you go to a restaurant, you have to pay taxes there. If you buy a car, you have to pay taxes there. So why is it even a conversation that, the rich pay less taxes or the poor pay more taxes? Why is it a conversation like that?
Because it's true, the rich generally pay less tax. A rich person walks into a Tesco's or a Sainsbury's, they're not going to get a different bill than another person, right? They're still going to pay the same VAT on those goods, they're still going to pay the same thing. So that's all the same. However, the differences come in if you can pay yourself from your own company, you can structure it in a way that you pay less income tax through paying a bit of salary, paying dividends and so forth, and then also deferring income. Also, your pension payments or contributions can be different. So that increases your tax sort of gap, if you want to use it that way. Where a PAYE person just gets paid salary and bonus. And now those are the most highly taxed sources of income in the UK, definitely, in the UK. We've seen it, right? If an owner of a large public traded company does something wrong, irrelevant of what that company does or how valuable that company is, the stock generally falls into a pool of nothing, right? Because in a public company where the stock is traded openly on the stock exchange, the value of that stock is driven by supply and demand, it's driven by emotion, it's driven by news, it's driven by quite a lot of variables over and above the actual accounting or total net worth of that company. I mean, we've seen it, right? If an owner of a large public traded company does something wrong, irrelevant of what that company does or how valuable that company is, the stock generally falls into a pool of nothing, right? And the company may still have value, it may still be doing quite a good things.
The Chat Trap.
Welcome back to the show and a very good morning to you. This is, of course, the Chat Trap on Relax Radio. We hope you are having an amazing day so far. I am Jamie and we got Andrea on board as well. Hi, Andrea. How have you been doing?
Hi, Jamie. How are you? I'm pretty good, to be honest. The weather today is really nice. So I think that a good weather makes you feel like that today you're going to have a nice day. You need to enjoy the day. Because normally here in the UK, it's like most of the time it's gray. So people will get used to that.
Yeah, I know, and I feel like a lot of people think that the weather around them kind of depicts their day in terms of like, oh, it's going to be rainy today, it's gloomy, so today is going to be gloomy as well, when that's not the case, Earlier on, Andrea, I was actually talking about how important it is to start your day with positivity. I was talking about how important it is to start your day off with good vibes and good energy, and I think it just links back to that topic itself. It's about, starting your day off despite what's going on around you, starting your day off on a positive note. I think that's absolutely important.
Yeah, you said that in a really great way, because also I was looking like an article like saying that there is a different psychologies related to the weather and yourself. So
Right.
it's pretty much what you said.
Right. Now, with that being said, that's not what we're going to talk about right now, though. Andrea has something very interesting to share with us, and we will be sharing that with you in a couple minutes. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. But before we get on into that conversation, I want to remind you to be a part of the show, okay? I want you to tune in. I want you to join in on the conversation. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up button so that we know that you like what we are creating, what we're giving you. Make sure that you join in on the show, that you let us know what you're thinking, because what you think is absolutely very important to us. So make sure that you join in, make sure that you let us know what's going on, because that's absolutely important. Now, going back into the topic for the next couple of minutes, which is this very strange thing that I saw, an article that I actually read, and it says that a lot of people have actually become millionaires during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, Andrea, to be fair, I didn't think that that was a possibility. I thought with COVID-19, with the pandemic in itself, people have become poorer, but it seems that a lot of people, millions of people actually, have also become millionaires during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah. I mean, you're right, but at the same time, I was thinking about that and saying, okay, one of the biggest areas that makes money is entertainment and business. So during the pandemic, we tried to be entertaining as much as possible, like watching TV and all that stuff. And I think that that's related with people becoming millionaire because, as you know, everyone since then started using TikTok. People
Uh-huh.
started getting millionaire by that, just doing a video of like 15 seconds or something like that. So I think that a pretty smart idea, but I don't know.
Yeah,
And
no, absolutely. I think it's more of like a lot of people did become millionaires because, for example, you brought up TikTok. You know, a lot of people didn't even know what TikTok was before the pandemic, and I feel like the only reason TikTok became so popular and TikTok became so, famous is because of the fact that people had nothing else to do, and making a dance and watching other people dance or watching these short clips was like a form of entertainment, and but it was a form of keeping yourself occupied. But Andrea, did you actually know that more than 5 million people, 5 million people became millionaires across the world in the year 2020? Okay,
my God.
but but I think what we need to remember is also, yes, a lot of the people that became millionaires were also extremely rich people. There were also like really, really, really rich people that became even more richer. But one thing that I also do want to talk about is about the poor people. Okay, yeah, a lot of rich people became richer during the COVID-19 pandemic, but guess what? A lot of poor people actually became poorer. Okay, so even though the number of millionaires across the world increased by about 5.2 million to 56.1 million globally, which is insane. Okay, so millionaires increased from 5.2 million to 56.1 million globally. In 2020, a lot of people were also extremely poverty stricken,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm sure you know, I know a lot of people that lost their jobs because of the COVID-19. I know a lot of people that barely, could get to work, that their workplaces shut down, that got infected by the virus and lost their ability to go to work. And yeah, it was really devastating.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I understand that because I know that so many people just have like one job to keep all the family. Like sometimes the mother doesn't work, or the father, or just one person to keep all his family in a good house, in eating and all that stuff. And I understand that, but I think that something that really helped that those people is the government because they receive it like some kind of like make like help. I don't know how to say like they pay you to have a key
Yeah,
and all that
like
stuff. That was
like
really cool.
grants.
But part of the government.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's definitely things that the government can do as well. But I think one thing that we need to understand as people, like, thankfully we still have a job. Thankfully we are able to live. But that's not the case for so many other people around the world. And I think one thing that we need to remember, being a part of the lucky people, being a part of the sector of lucky people out there. I think one thing that we and everybody listening in, if you still have a job, if you still have a way to, pay your rent and to find food to eat, then you should consider yourself lucky. You should be grateful. You should, be thankful for the fact that you still can afford to live, which is not the case for so many other people out there. And I think one thing that we need to understand is everybody has their own struggles. Everybody is fighting a war that we can't see. And I know a lot of people who were previously very well off financially, who were very well off, when it comes to just doing the day-to-day things, but COVID-19 just destroyed all of that. So these people don't seem like they're in trouble, but they're actually in so much trouble.
Yeah.
So I think one thing that we need to understand is that everybody has their own war. Everybody is fighting a battle that you can't see,
Yeah, I completely agree. And also, I saw that for people that became not rich, but they started a business, either a small business, that really helps. I'm not saying like older people, adults. Also, I saw like teenagers making necklace, sending that by Instagram, by TikTok. I think that that's a pretty good idea to start something without having a big budget. Just you need to be creative and know how to improve yourself.
Yeah, no, what you're trying to say is that there's little things that we can do to help. And like you said, yeah, there were so many people, young people who came out and did little things. Like I know people who did like giveaways where that they made like packs of self-care items or food rations or something like that. And I know it's not in a massive scale, it's in the little ways that they can. But one thing that I do want to remind everybody listening in is even the little things can go such a long way. Even the smallest of good deeds can go a really, really far way. So we are living in a horrible time. The rich people are getting richer and the poor people are just getting poor, which is so sad actually, which is horrible to know, but it is what it is, and we need to do whatever we can to make sure that we bridge this gap. And that means, if you're listening in and if you're an employer, maybe take in people that don't come from the greatest of backgrounds, when little things like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and I really understand that. And also today, I saw this morning an article saying that one of the players of Liverpool donated like more than $500,000 to a hospital in his country, and I think that that's amazing. I think that we need more people like him to support their own country, like their own backgrounds, either they become rich and don't forget about those people that are not in the same case as him.
Absolutely. I've heard of, that's just one example, but there were so many celebrities, so many influencers that actually used their platform, if not to donate, to actually create awareness, to tell people that these countries, these people are suffering in these areas. And I feel like that's something that we could do as well. You probably, if you have social media, if you have, or it doesn't even have to be social media, when you meet your friends, when you
Real
meet your
life,
close,
yeah.
yeah, real life, just talk to people about how horrible the situation in the world is. People are literally dying. And the other thing that I do want to talk about is the vaccine shots. I don't know about you, but I feel like people in the UK, especially, and around Europe, actually, people in the more developed part of the world are so lucky they're getting the opportunity to actually get the vaccine shot. But I know people in Asia, and I'm sure in like Africa and other underdeveloped or developing countries, that barely have any access to the vaccine shot. And you know what's funny, Andrea? I want to talk about this for a second, because I know people, especially, I don't know in the UK, but I know people in the USA that are actually saying, oh, the vaccine, I'm not going to get the vaccine because it's just a hoax. It's just a false misconception. It's how the government is trying to manipulate us. These are conspiracy theories. It's not even, you know what's funny? It's not even conspiracy theories, because people are actually believing that this is true. Right.
Yeah, I completely understand that, because I just had a friend that told me don't get the vaccine because they are gonna put microchips on your hand. And I'm like, how they possibly doing a vaccine? That's Oh my God, that's
Yeah, it's just, I feel like it's ignorance as well. See,
yeah.
the vaccine, and a lot of people say, oh, with regards to the vaccine, I know people who got the vaccine shot and still got COVID-19. Well, listen, the vaccine isn't going to prevent you getting COVID-19 or contracting COVID-19. It's going to help you to manage the symptoms. It's going to help you to manage, it's going to help you basically not to die. And what's ironic, Andrea, that I want to talk about also is that I have family living in Asia, right? And I know people in Asia that would literally sell their arm or their leg just to get vaccinated. Like they would do whatever it takes to get vaccinated. That's how desperately they are in need of vaccination. Right. And then we have people, contrastingly, we have people in the UK, we have people in the more developed parts of the world that are coming up with conspiracy theories and saying that, oh, the vaccination is just a hoax, that it's fake. So I think it all.
I
No,
didn't
it's.
expect that. I never heard something about that.
No,
Um, I know, like you know that people without that kind of help just wanted to have that thing, and they saw the people that doesn't want to have that, just ignoring the fact that it's not for them, it's for the world.
Yeah, obviously, no, I was just sharing with you some personal opinions. But with that being said, I completely understand that there is a diverse ideas out there. Obviously, again, at the end of the day, it's up to your own personal opinion. It boils down to the fact that if you can make a rational decision and you have the ability, nobody's forcing you to take, with regards to the vaccine, nobody's forcing you to take the vaccine. If you can do research and if you think it's something good for you, then go ahead and do it. If not, it's up to you. But at the end of the day, what Andrea and I wanted to share with you is that it's just that there are so many people around the world that are dying to get, that would do anything to get a shot of the vaccine, whereas there are other people in more developed countries that are basically very cynical of it, which is fine. I get it that there are people who are always going to be cynical. We have Cooper Addison who is tuning in, and they say that they don't want to get the vaccine because they did extensive research, and according to him, actually, in his perspective, Cooper Addison says that people have actually died because of COVID-19 having the vaccine. So okay, that's another opinion. And first of all, thank you so much, Cooper Addison, for sharing your opinion. We truly value it. Thank you for. There's a lot of people listening in in a plethora of different platforms. So thank you for tuning in and sharing with us your opinion. But with that being said, I also want to tell you that being a student that studies medicine, or being somebody that is in the field, yeah, obviously there are going to be people that have died, and that is not because of the vaccine. It's because of COVID-19 complications, and because they didn't get the second shot of vaccine soon enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I completely understand what you're saying, Cooper, and yeah, obviously there's definitely going to be cases like that. So we just want people to know that there's two sides of this story. And first of all, I would like to thank Cooper for bringing that other side out. Now, with that being said, we've had a really long conversation. Actually, we're just going to head on to a little break, but make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relaks Radio.
The valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. What am I saving or investing for? Why am I doing it? When will I need the money? And how much money do I need? Yeah. So that's quite important, because when you're looking at your net worth, you got to start with saying, well, what do I want my net worth to be, so that there's a goal, and then work backwards. How do I get there? And if I can start with £50 or $50 a week, if I save that every week, and you can go online and use calculators online. I don't have to teach you the maths behind it, but you can say, okay, and if I get a 3% return and I put this away for how long will it take to reach my goal? And that's called just this basic cash flow projection calculations. And it's what we use in financial planning all the time. What we say to clients is we say, okay, what is your goal? What is your objective? Where do you want to go to? And we discuss that in a lot of detail and over most of the meeting. And then the rest of it is saying, okay, in your exact circumstances, with your risk profile, with how you feel about investments and pensions and taxes and where you are and who you work with and your education level or your lack of education or how involved you want to be. There's a lot of variables that we take into account, and then we say, okay, here's a plan. You start like this, that's great. And then we review it all the time. And we say, okay, we need to increase it, we're on track, we're not, this is what is happening. Because remember, when you're dealing with assets, the valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's a struggle. Yeah. So there are strategies everywhere from £50 a week up to £100 million pounds. And they're different, right? They range differently from everyone, but and from country to country, to be fair. Different countries have different tax laws, so different vehicles. But from your point of view, at the sort of normal end, I'm not going to call it the low end because I'm in that boat as well. It's as tax efficient as you can get it. That's where you start. You use all the tax efficiencies and then you step up into different things.
Again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Well, I haven't rejected your son.
I want to talk about, how the generation gap, how much it's changed, especially when you check the youth nowadays in comparison, to people back in the day.
I'd say when I was younger, it was more disciplined. Not now.
In comparison to now.
Not at all. Not now. The way things are nowadays, the younger generation, you seem that they can't accept the word no, if that makes sense. They can't
accept rejection, essentially, is all you're trying to say.
Yeah, they can't accept the word no. So if you how did I do? Or you didn't do very well, and they get upset, and when I was a youngster, my father used to say to me, because I used to be sport mad when I was very young, well, I still am sport mad, but like participating in different sports. And if I had a bad game, for example, he might say to me, you had one to forget. That's it.
Your dad sounds like a smart guy. I mean, damn, that's the real fact of the matter, yeah.
He'd say to me, you had one to forget. Get over it. And that was it. So I dust myself down and do it again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. An inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Oh, I haven't rejected your son. Or daughter. I've just told them that they need to buck their ideas up.
That's the truth right there. I mean, if you think about it, if you check the generations, like right now in the US as well, I've seen a lot of these things as well. In the UK, you get medals for participation. But what's the point? What are you trying to? Yeah, what's the point? Either you win or you lose. People are so afraid to put that whole notion of losing. When it comes to right now, the generation gap is just crazy. How much. A lot has changed. Social media has taken control of our lives, and we don't even realize it anymore. We're crippled because of it.
That's absolutely right, Nick. Because, as you said, nowadays it seems that you get rewarded for failure. For the life of me, Nick, I can't get my head around that. Perhaps I'm just getting old and morbid. I don't know. I just can't get my head around how you could be rewarded for failure.
The Chat Trap.
Welcome back to the show. A very good day to you. Hope you are having yourself an amazing day so far. We've been having such amazing conversation. I am Andrea. I am Jamie. I almost said I am Andrea. What is wrong with you? I am Jamie. I am Jamie. You could go as Jamie. I'll just use Andrea. You can go as Jamie. Anyways, we are here to keep you company, to make sure that you have a good time, to make sure that you are informed and inspired as well. And that is why we want you to be a part of the show. Go right ahead, call us up on 07852 473 473 or with us by commenting down below. Go ahead and leave a comment down below because we would love for you to be a part of the show. Now, I also want to remind everybody, Andrea, can you tell them how they can download the app?
Don't forget to look the app on in Android and Apple Store. You can download. It's easy. Just download it. It's free. So why don't just keep in touch with us by that? You're gonna have so much fun with that. I use it all the time. I have it on my phone, and I made to all my family to download that app. And they, Andrea, I saw you in the radio. I'm like, oh.
See, earlier on, we actually spoke of what we can do to be positive on a day-to-day basis. We spoke of, listening to inspiring, motivational talks and podcasts, and that essentially is what we're doing here at Relaks Radio. We are making sure that you are inspired and informed, so make sure that you download our app so that, even if you're driving or if you're doing your household chores, you can just listen to us wherever or whatever you are doing. Now, with that being said, I want to also remind you to check us out on our social media. That's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We go as Relaks Radio. Show us some love so that we know that you are together with us and that you are together with us on this journey. Now, with that being said, Andrea, for the next couple minutes, actually, I want to talk about festivals, okay? Now, I know that we touched on this a few days back. We touched on the fact... Yeah, we spoke of the festivals in UK that have been cancelled as a result of COVID-19. We spoke of festivals that are, cancelled because of delay in lockdown easing restrictions. But Andrea, did you know that a lot of these festivals are actually, or organizers of these festivals are facing devastating consequences because a lot of them don't have like an insurance scheme? Right, yeah. And all of these festivals and freelancers in the cultural sector in the UK are facing absolutely horrible consequences because the government isn't offering them as much support as they need. Okay, yeah. So MPs have warned, and I just read an article, which is why I wanted to share with people. And yeah, it obviously has to be really hard, especially for all of these organizers. These festivals have 5,000 or more people, and you pay for the venue, you pay for the artists that are supposed to join in, and it's just a lot of cost, And when they're told to cancel it or move it online, it puts these organizers in a terrible position.
Yeah, I think that the position is for more for people, because the government said, okay, we are not gonna do festivals as the last year. But I think that people put too much pressure on the government to say, okay, we want a festival. We're waiting a year. But I think that we need to realize that it's not time for festival either. I want to go to a festival as well, but I think that at least until January next year, we can try to go to one until everything's going to be good and more than half of the country have the vaccine, the 2 doses, because I think that that's very important. You're not really sure if you have or not, either you have a negative in your test, because you can talk with someone in that moment after getting your test. So we just need to realize that little things.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely agree with you on that point, actually. The fact that this is not a time to go for festivals, the summer festivals, we need to understand that people can't keep going for these festivals. But Andrea, there is another side to this story, right? What I'm trying to say is, yes, I understand that firstly, we can't be gathering because the variant of the COVID-19 is actually spreading in the UK. And
Yeah.
given that circumstance, we can't be traveling, we can't be meeting in such large groups and having fun for the sake of having fun. But the other side of the story is that a lot of people, okay, especially in the entertainment industry, in the live event industry, a lot of people's jobs depended on these already organized festivals. Okay, so for example, I read an article that was released, a press release that was done by one of these festival organizers, and they said that they had spent hundreds and thousands of euros and pounds and dollars to organize this festival, and the government 2 weeks before, the government said no, you need to cancel it.
I
So
know.
what they're
think
saying,
that's fair for all of them, because I think that we need to look at the both sides and not just take care of one side or the government of that people, because I understand that they have their own jobs, that is just entertainment.
yeah, no, so I think so like what these organizers basically said was that, like you said, they understand that it's too risky to go on ahead with these festivals, but like what I said, all of these festival organizers, especially the people that have organized, already put in place and spent a lot of money on these live events, what they're saying is the government needs to give them grants, or they need to support them financially so that they don't go bankrupt, or that they don't have to shut down their businesses completely. So that is the other side of the story. Yeah, it's just insane, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the government, I know they right now they have a pretty bad idea what to do because everything is messed up. But I think that they need to support either people in all the cases, like in the entertainment business, because those areas are the one that make more money in almost euro, like in the world. So just supporting as well the entertainment area, either is a big area because they also need help, not just people that don't take care too much about that.
Absolutely. I think what we've realized within the past two talk segments is that there's always two sides to the story. It's necessary to get rid of or stop all of these live events and mass gatherings, but also we need to look at the life of the people organizing these, and the artists and the cultural sector of UK and around Europe as well. It's just a lot to think about. It's a lot to look at. And that is what we're doing here at Relax Radio. We're giving you food for thought because, it's always important to stay updated. It's important to keep yourself updated because I completely understand that sometimes we're so busy. I don't know about you, Andrea, but I don't have time to kind of watch the news. I don't have time to sit in front of my television. I don't have time to read a newspaper, right?
Right.
Just don't. Is that the same for you, or what is it?
I'm pretty much like I know how to organize my day. So sometimes, but there is days that I don't even have time to breathe because what is doing to me. So I'm just no. But also, I want to say that entertainment also have another ways to make money because last year I saw a singer. I don't know if you know Bad Bunny. And
Sorry?
Bad Bunny. It's
Yes.
yeah, he made a concert just online and like so
Yeah.
enjoying that, and that was I think a pretty good idea. Like
So I think a few concerts or festivals. I can't remember if it's Black Deer, but there were quite a few festivals that were held that are being held online. So that's again, Andrea. I think you brought up a really good point. With COVID-19, one thing that we've come to learn is that we all need to adapt. Even if it's school, even if it's work, even when it comes to the entertainment industry, we just need to learn how to adapt and survive. And like you said, yeah, a lot of the entertainment sector is happening online, and yeah, a lot of festivals like I think it was Big Weekend, which was supposed to be on the 28th and 31st of May, was actually held online, and a few other concerts and festivals were done online so that people can join in from the link, which which I think is an amazing way to still keep people entertained, but also adhere to the the lockdown rules, the COVID-19 restrictions.
Yeah, because so many people also is like just waiting for them to do something, because I know so many friends, they want to go to different concerts but they don't have enough money, but also they want. So I think that it was a pretty good idea to do that online and just take like £1 or something like that, but because they are not spending that money to build the concert and all that stuff, but at the same time you're making money doing something that's related to your job.
Absolutely, yeah. It's all about adapting. It's all about figuring out. It's not about complaining. If you just go to complain saying, "Oh no, I can't do it. COVID-19 and all the other challenges made it impossible for me to survive." Instead of complaining, what you need to do is to figure out a way around it. Like for example, online concerts. What a smart, brilliant way to do things. Now, with that being said, it's about that time that we'll take a little break. We'll be back. Actually, we are going to be talking about really interesting things. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio.